Welcome back to the Writers Room Podcast. On today's episode, we are reviewing Captain America: Civil War.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. Today, we're talking about Captain America: Civil War. For the Writers Room, I'm Michael.
I'm Katie.
And I'm Matt. And of course, we're coming to you from HollywoodRedux.com. For more videos, subscribe and like below. And just so you guys know, and if you haven't watched one of our reviews before, we spoil the hell out of the movie. So if you haven't seen the movie yet, please go watch that first.
Yes.
And if you haven't seen last week's episode yet, where we talk about kind of what we expected to see from Captain America, I know we're kind of a little behind on our delivery, but whatever. Check that out. The link is in the description below as well. Or there might be a link right here, a little box you can click.
It's like a science experiment. That was our hypothesis. Now
Yeah, and I
here
feel
is
completely different.
Yeah, actually very much.
Actually, a little bit the same. So check that link out. We're not going to talk too much about what we were expecting here, because it's already done there. So going right into it, Michael. Did everybody like the movie? Were you at least entertained? Did you enjoy it?
I was at least entertained. No, I had a great time watching the movie. Surprisingly, compared to Age of Ultron, I thought I was gonna expect the worst, but I got better than.
Yeah, Age of Ultron and then Ant-Man. It was just kind of like, ooh.
Yeah.
What's happening? Yeah. Everybody's hating on DC movies. Like, come on, guys, take a look.
Yeah, take a look around. But I actually wanted to apologize to you guys because last week on the last episode, I actually said I was Team Iron Man.
Yeah, you did.
And I thought it was more like a Team Edward, Team Jacob situation.
Which
I
of
like
course
Iron
it would
Man.
be Team Jacob.
Yeah, clearly. I like Iron Man and all, but I didn't realize the moral, situation going on.
We literally told you were
I
the
know,
Nazis.
but you told me there was some cotton picking or something, and I was like, no.
No.
Whoa.
I don't.
Whoa.
I reject that. But we literally said to you, this is Civil War. You're the Confederates. We told you you were the Confederates.
Yes. And I apologize. I have to say, I'm Team Cap on this one, definitely, for sure. Yeah. So, I just wanted to say that from the beginning.
And crazy, and then we'll get into our review, but it's crazy too, because it's crazy that Marvel and Disney would release a movie that would have so much kind of actual political stuff in there, because it's basically fear-mongering made Iron Man decide to sign the documents, and
we're destroying a lot, we're doing bad, when we're trying to do good.
Yeah, and it's there was a lot of the fear, pressuring people into doing things and giving up their freedom and things like that, and it's kind of happening nowadays, so it's kind of crazy that Marvel and Disney, would release with so much kind of almost propaganda a little bit.
No, I mean it was really nuanced, I thought.
Yeah, it was very well done. I mean, it wasn't just in your face.
Yeah.
But it was just, it was kind of different. But
they allowed it.
On to the review. What did you like about the movie?
I liked a lot about the movie. There was the freeway, the car chase scene, but my favorite part would definitely be the introduction of Spider-Man.
Oh, Tom Holland, probably the best Spider-Man ever.
He was really good.
Really good. I thought he was great.
And Melissa Tomei.
Marissa Tomei, hot Aunt May.
Yeah.
Little different,
but sitting on.
No, why?
Why not?
Yeah.
He's young. She's young.
Yeah,
Marissa Tomei, man.
Sign
me up.
I think there's a certain point where you change a character so much that fundamentally it changes that character, so that you should maybe no longer call it Aunt May, maybe call it Aunt Marissa. Maybe Aunt May.
Becky with the great hair.
Anyway,
yeah,
I don't
she
know.
serves them lemonade.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but it just seems to me what is the relationship between Peter and Aunt May is maybe the heart of the question.
Well, I think we'll get that in Spider-Man: Homecoming coming out. I think this was a kind of way for Marvel to say, well, we're doing our own Spider-Man, and we're not going to do the origin story that you guys have seen already twice.
Let me interrupt you, because I just realized in this conversation that I love it. I've decided I love it because it's Spider-Man Gilmore Girls.
Kind of.
It's Gilmore Girls, so I'm in.
I honestly thought it was great. He
Their
wasn't
witty banter,
they were good.
Yeah.
Sitting on the couch watching TV.
Iron Man always calling him Spider Boy.
Exactly. I'm Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Well, no, not that aspect of it so much, but really, Aunt May, that. Sitting on the couch and watching the TV. Right?
That's cool. I just dug the overall introduction to him. I thought he was a great Peter Parker. he was age appropriate for being in high school. You know, he didn't look like a 25, 30-year-old playing a high school kid.
Finally.
You know, so he did look like a little boy on camera because we're so used to seeing older people play such young roles.
Role, yeah.
So like, you know, and it fit. His voice was great. Yeah. He sounded like almost like the Spider-Man cartoon. You know,
animated series.
Yeah. It was like,
classic.
Like it was great, and I thought that the costume was great.
Yeah.
You know, I really liked Spider-Man in this.
The costume was fantastic.
I liked all things Spider-Man in this, including the like post-credit scene. Like
post-credit scene was cool.
That was pretty sweet.
Nice little token to get there.
I was just like, oh my god. Yeah. Anyway, and it's cool that Tony gives him all that stuff. You know, I thought that was pretty neat.
He developed his own web Spider-Man.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
you got it.
The web slingers. You got it.
You got it.
It's pretty cool. Katie, what did you like about the film?
I
or
really
what did
liked,
you enjoy?
Yeah, well, I really liked the things that I was surprised by. I was very surprised by a couple of things. Ant-Man surprised
Which in this
me.
film, with all the 38 or 40 trailers that came out beforehand,
yeah,
it was very hard to be surprised, which was my biggest gripe. But we'll get to that in a minute.
That was what it was. I was just so happy to have not seen already this as like literally two things I can tell you.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Which was Ant-Man, and he was great, and so much.
I liked Ant-Man and Paul Rudd more in this movie than I did in the entire Ant-Man film.
I know, it was a strange thing where I was like, I love Ant-Man. I didn't know.
we went back and gave it a rewatch after like seeing this, thinking like, how did we not like it so much the first time around? We went back and watched it, we're like, no man, it's just
terrible.
Well, it's not terrible. It was great, but it wasn't
not good.
It was not that fun though. It wasn't as fun as he was in this movie.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, I feel like he really came into his own. Now he's Ant-Man, you know, and he's still trying to figure things out. Because he did, like, something that wasn't even referenced. Like, I thought, like, maybe, you know, everybody laughed about it in the movie theater, and I was like, did I miss that scene somewhere in Ant-Man? Like, so we went back and rewatched it, I was like, no, he never tried to go big in Ant-Man.
Yeah.
So, like, everybody laughed, and I was like, oh, okay, so, like, they're in on the joke? Or they just wanted to laugh because Paul Rudd was talking? I don't know.
Either.
But it was weird. I was like, what's so funny about that?
It was
like,
nice.
What are they talking about? But then it was great when he actually, like, he was probably the best. I mean, that was, like, my favorite part of the movie was, like, him in that whole fight and Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know?
and taking him down.
So you really just dug, like, Ant-Man and kind of...
I was surprised by the humor from that character, all the humor from that character I really liked.
There's a lot of humor in this whole movie, actually.
There was a lot of good humor, to be found. And then the other thing that surprised me was Scarlet Witch, and especially her relationship with the Vision. Because I didn't really like her at all after Avengers Age of Ultron. So I didn't have any feelings about her going
And they had to kill Quicksilver because Fox did it better.
Oh, ouch.
They really did.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. X-Men Days of Future Past. Quicksilver
I did really like that. Like,
perfect. Yeah.
The Jim Croce song.
Soup.
It was really imaginative.
I want to do that a shot-for-shot remake one day with Michael running around, gives his chili, gets a little soup.
Okay, I think we can do this.
Yeah.
I'm in.
All right.
Yeah, the surprising humor was good. You know what? I actually liked. I felt like in this movie, the main characters who like the title's about and everything, I didn't care about.
No.
I didn't care about what Cap was feeling. I didn't care what Iron Man was feeling, really.
No.
And, like, Iron Man, they kind of spoon-fed us, like, you know, like, because in the comics, we were talking about this before the review, in the comics, you know, it was more of a, like, he was drinking, it was a really dark time for Iron Man.
Demon of
and so it was like, so it was more of a, you know, there was more of a reason for him to get so mad at Cap. And, like, they just kind of spoon-fed us from the beginning about his parents dying. And that, you know, and you could easily see that what was happening from that. I felt like I was almost Green Lanterned in a way, where I was like, let's just throw the dad every chance we get. Let's, you know, and that like kind of bugged me a little bit about this, is that it was just kind of like, it was so contrived and it was so forced, and like it really made like the Zemo character, like not as important in the end. You know, like he just kind of, you know, like if this was something for the last, I mean, this was the 13th Marvel movie we've seen.
Cool.
And we haven't seen one frame about Tony's parents dying in a car accident. Ever before this point.
Ever.
And then they expect us to have that same, like, to have that emotional gravitas. And it's just not gonna cut it.
And you touched on this too, with the Zemo character. His whole thing that he did was so inane also because he got all the old Winter Soldiers.
He was awesome.
I love that actor. Goodbye Lenin, still one of my faves.
Glorious Bastards.
Yeah, no, he's a great actor. But I'm saying his plot was inane because he got all the old Winter Soldiers together, and then only just to kill them for effect. It just seemed like, why didn't you just do the thing you were gonna do?
I think ultimately he's not a bad guy. He was seeking revenge against the fact that they dropped the city with his family on it and everyone he knew. So he wasn't there to like release these weapons of mass destruction. He was there to literally have these guys kill themselves.
Tear each other apart.
And just so that like he could watch them tear themselves apart. And he was literally planning to go right outside and blow his brains out.
Yes.
Yeah. But I mean, I've been talking a lot of negative things about this movie. There were a lot of great things I loved about this movie. If you're going to this movie thinking that you're going to be surprised, you won't if you've seen all the trailers. If you haven't seen a single trailer, you're going to love this movie. It's going to be very entertaining, very funny, very action-packed. But for me, it was the side characters. I loved Winter Soldier and Falcon's relationship. That was hilarious. I loved Ant-Man during the big battle. It was probably my favorite scene in the whole movie. Was giant Ant-Man and Spider-Man saying, "You guys have seen Empire Strikes Back, right? We Empire Strikes Back, Ant-Man!" You know. And overall, Ant-Man's performance, it was awesome. It was better than his whole movie. And like when he was just like, "Here's your shield, Captain America." Like that was awesome. You know, it was hilarious.
A little fanboy.
Yeah. So anyway, that's going to do it for the Writers' Room on this week's episode. I am Matt.
I'm Katie.
I'm Michael.
And we are the part of the Writers' Room that's here today. Just kidding. But we are the Writers' Room, and you can always check us out at HollywoodRedux.com, and you can like and subscribe below for more. And if we did miss anything from Captain America in our discussion that you would have liked to have heard, please let us know in the comments below. We definitely will write you back and hopefully get a conversation going.
Yeah.
So that's going to do it for us. Thank you so much. And please subscribe below. There's more videos. Check out our discussion last week or any of our other reviews.
Yeah, Keanu. That was a great one. You should
Keanu.
check that review out. That's a great review.
We're probably also the only positive Batman v Superman review.
You can find it
on
our YouTube.
Yeah. Subscribe below, guys, and like the video if you enjoyed it. And come back for more, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.